Going on, everybody? Joe McCall with the Real Estate Investing Mastery podcast here. And this is the REI Secrets series that I'm doing. And I do this about every week. And it's something that, sorry about that. It's something that I love doing because I kind of am just sharing the things that I'm working on, the projects, the investing activities and stuff like that. So I just finished a 5-part series called Brilliant at the Basics. And I think it was some of the best content I've ever done, in my humble opinion, where I talked about how to be the people that are most successful in this business are the ones that are best at the simple, basic things. And I call it being brilliant at the basics. If you want to have a lot of success, make a lot of money, have a real simple business that's working for you, not the other way around, then you need to learn how to be brilliant at the simple, basic things. And so if you haven't already, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to the podcast as well, guys, would you? But listen to that series. There's a playlist called Brilliant at the Basics. And there's also in my podcast, a series called Brilliant at the Basics. And listen to that because I really dive down deep into this stuff. And you don't be careful thinking that, oh man, I've heard this before. This is simple, basic stuff. That's the power of it. It's simple, basic. And so you need to understand the basic things and become really good at those. And I can virtually guarantee your success because very few people are good at those basic things. And the ones that are always the ones that are doing the best, the most, making the most money, have the highest profit margins. Okay. So the Brilliant at the Basics series. I'm starting something new now where I'm going to be talking a lot more in 2022 about vacant land. And those of you who don't know, I've talked about this a lot before, where I've done houses for years and years. Since 2008, 7, when I kind of started and then went full time in 2009 at the height of the recession. Done a lot of lease option deals. It's kind of always been my bread and butter. I love lease option deals. Started doing some wholesaling deals like for cash. And about 3 years ago, 4 maybe, started doing vacant land with my teenage sons. So my sons now are 16 and 18, good boys, good, strong young man, very smart, proud of them. And they've been kind of doing vacant land with me on a part-time basis, very, very part-time basis. In fact, we go through these phases where we start doing a bunch of marketing and then stop and then do more. And, so it's never been a consistent thing. But in the last few months, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I'm wanting this to be more of a full-time focus in my business. So I've instructed my team. I want this to be higher priority with us, everything that we're doing. And so my main assistant, Whitney, is kind of taking this on. My boys have been so deep involved with schools and sports and music and stuff like that. So it's been harder for them to focus on it. But anyway, over the last 3 years, my 2 boys have grossed in profits, total profits, about $151,000 in these vacant land deals, right? I think that's more than most teenagers can make in a couple, 3 years, right? Now, not all the money has gone to them. We've worked it out where I have somebody else who's kind of helping me sell the deals. My sons have been more of the acquisition team, and I've not paid them, 100% of the profits, obviously, either, right? So they get a smaller percentage of the profits, and sometimes I'll pay them hourly. But anyway, my boys have been involved in over $150,000 in profits, not revenue, but profits on vacant land deals that we've done on a part-time basis, very, very part-time basis, which has been pretty amazing. A few months ago, I interviewed a student on my podcast, Phil Marsh, a good friend of mine. And he's already, in 1 year, he's already over $10,000 a month in passive income from his notes, from his vacant land deals. And I just love this business. And I've been interviewing people. I've had students that are having success in it. And I've thought, you know what? I'm going to start taking this more seriously. So in 2022, my wife and I are transferring a IRA, converting it to a Roth IRA. We're going to be opening a new one, and we're going to start investing in vacant land for cash flow inside of our Roth self-directed IRAs. And if you look at the numbers, it's staggering how much money you can make as quickly as you can make it if you do a combination of flipping and a combination of holding and selling these vacant land notes on terms. Okay. So I'm not going to talk about the numbers, but it's like literally it'll make your jaw drop. I mean, we're talking on the low end, 50% cash on cash return on these vacant lots. 50 cash on cash return on these vacant lots when you sell them with owner financing. Ideally, the goal is to recoup all of your money back in the first year. All right. So it kind of depends on where you're buying. If you're buying them for $1,000 or $2,000, that's much easier to do. If you're buying them for $5,000 to $10,000, then it's going to take maybe instead of 1 year to recoup your money, it might take 18 months to 2 years. But I mean, come on, where else, guys, listen and pay attention here. Where else can you buy a rental property and get $300 a month? Where else can you buy a rental property for $8,000 and be debt free for $8,000 and make $300 a month cash flow without any of the landlord headaches and hassles? You know, you don't have to worry about maintenance and repairs, property management, and any of that. So some of you are wondering, what are you talking about? Well, let me just tell you, it's real simple. We go out and we find rural vacant land. We're looking for vacant land that's 1 or 2 hours away from the city. We're not looking for infill lots where builders are going to build a home. We're not looking for something that's in the path of progress. We're keeping it real simple. We like to buy cheap, vacant, rural properties for 25 cents on the dollar. That's called recreational land. So we're buying land, not cheap little quarter-acre lots. We're buying 2 to 5, 10-acre lots out in the country where people are going to go hunt, shoot their guns, ride their four-wheelers, go camping, just a place to kind of get away. Maybe they'll build a cabin someday in the future. It's just an investment, a place to park their money because they don't make any more land, right? And so this is land that we're buying for a couple $1,000s and we're selling for $10,000 to $20,000. And many times in the past, all I've ever done is just flip these vacant lots for cash. So our average wholesale fee on these things have been $7,000 to $10,000. Some of them we've made 15, some of them we've only made 3. On average, about 7 to 10 grand is our average profit when we're flipping these vacant lots for cash. Who do we sell them to? We're not selling them to builders. We're not selling them to developers. We're not doing anything to the land. We're selling them as is, right? If it doesn't have utilities, if it doesn't have access, if it's in an HOA, whatever, we just fully disclose that. You know, if you want to do anything with this, you know, you need to put a septic system in it. You need to dig a well for water. You need to bring power to it. It's like, we're not doing anything. And by the way, there's no inspections. You don't have to deal with contractors. You're buying these things for super cheap. So anyway, we're targeting rural vacant land out in the sticks. And you think, well, who would buy that? Or who would sell you something at 20, 25 cents on the dollar? I'll tell you who. Somebody just yesterday, I'm going to talk about this deal today. They bought these 2 1.1 acre lots in Florida for in the 70s, I think 1974 or something like that. And you know what? The guy's just done with it. Taxes are only a couple $100s a year. The guy, I'm just done with it, right? They're worth about total combined. They're worth about $20,000 to $25,000, and he's willing to sell them to me for $8,000. So let me get my calculator out. Okay, I'm not that good in math, but $8,000 divided by $25,000. I'm buying them at 32 cents on the dollar. Now I'm a little nervous about that because normally I'm buying them at 20 to 25 cents on the dollar, but 32 cents on the dollar. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me, right? And so on this particular property, and I'm going to show you a little bit about how I find them, how did I pick the county, et cetera. It's pretty amazing. Like I could sell that. I'm buying these 2 lots next to each other. They're total of about 2.3 acres. I'm buying them for 8. I can sell them for about $25,000 on terms, owner financing. All right. I can sell them on owner financing and then get maybe $1,000 down, $300 a month for 5 years. Something simple like that. Okay. And when you look at the ROI or the cash on cash return, like how much cash did I put in the deal? How much cash did I get back in the deal? in 1 year, you're looking at a 50% cash on cash return. 50. Maybe it's 58%. I'm looking at my YouTube notes here because I just typed it in there. Some of you saw that. Of 58% CCR. That's what cash on cash return is. Okay. How many of you would spend $8,000 cash to make 58% on your money in the first year? All right. Now, let's say I built a little spreadsheet here. That's just in the first year. What's your total ROI if that buyer cashes you out in 5 years? On approximately, again, I'm not that good with numbers. I mean, I am, but I'm not good because I'm not making any guarantees or promises here, right? So just assume that everything I'm saying here is complete BS, right? I'm not promising anything. I may be completely off. You need to talk to an accountant, a tax advisor, financial planner, a financial advisor, somebody who is more important and smarter than me. But you're looking at about a 278% ROI, a profit of about $22,000 on your original investment of $8,000. Right. So if you take 8,000 or you take a total profit of $22,000 divided by $8,000, your initial investment, you're making about 278%. Oh my gosh. Now, if you put this money, if you put $6,000 a year into a self-directed IRA, how much in taxes do you pay on a Roth self-directed IRA? How much in taxes are you paying on that $22,000 in profit? Anyone? Bueller. I got a bunch of you all watching me right now on Zoom. How much in taxes are you paying on that? Let me go to the YouTubes here and see if any of you guys are watching and commenting. How much are you paying in taxes? Anyone? Maybe nobody's watching me right now. I'm seeing the views here. Some of you guys are paying attention. Some of you are here. Some of you are watching. Maybe this isn't working. Well, I'll look here. Oh, I see one comment. Where's the love? Okay, now Zoom. Here we go. The comments are coming in. Somebody's saying, what's the question? It's not 26%. It's not too much. It's 0. All right. It's 0. I'm just going to show you my spreadsheet. I'm going to show you all my spreadsheet. And again, I'm not a spreadsheet guy. Like, these numbers don't hold me to this. I'm going to share my screen here. This is a Google Sheet, something I just did last night. So this deal came in last night. I sent some marketing out, and I'll talk about the marketing I sent and how I sent it and all that. A seller responded to my postcard and said, yeah, I want to sell my one lot, but I have other lots in the area that, like, I have a lot next door to it, and I might want to sell that also. In fact, I want you to buy both of them. All right. So here's my numbers. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. All right. I'm buying these 2 lots, about 2.3 acres. All right. I'm buying them for $8,000, which I offered 6. It's about 32% of ARV, right? Let's look at that. Equals 8,000. They're worth about 25,000. That's about 32%. Okay. And let's say I sell it for $25,000 on terms, owner financing. All right. Hope my videos are working here because I'm getting some error messages. You guys can still hear me and see me, right? Okay. Now let's say I sell it $1,000 down. So that means the remaining balance is to be financed is $24,000. I'm charging, let's say 8% interest. Doesn't matter. And let's say I'm doing 5 years. My payment, PITI, principal interest. No, I'm sorry, just PITI. PI, principal and interest. By the way, who's paying the taxes? And do you need insurance? No. All right. But the buyer is paying the taxes. I'll be escrowing them. But it's only, I mean, we're talking a couple $100 a year. It's nothing really much. So, let's say $483 is too much. So let's make this 7 years. Okay. So 7 years and maybe let's make this 6%. I'm collecting about $350 a month. So my annual money collected is the annual payments is about $4,200. All right. Now, what's my cash on cash return? Well, my cash, I see a mistake I made right here. You see that? My cash on cash return is the amount of money I invested in divided by how much money I'm getting back. It's not figuring appreciation. It's not figuring in any kind of depreciation or deductions or what. It's just like straight up, not future projections. It's like straight up. I spent $8,000 and I got back $6,000. What's my cash on cash return, right? If you've read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, this is the important number that you want to focus on. Rich Dad, Poor Dad says when you're buying real estate, you want to try to get 10 to 12%. I mean, if you get 15%, you're doing really, really well. The market's squeezed. It's gotten a lot tighter now. People are happy in real estate to get 10% cash on cash return, right? In the stock market, the last 50 years, the average cash, the average RO, I mean, the interest return on your in the stock market or whatever, I don't know, 11, 12%, right? Now, crypto is crazy, but it also goes up and it goes wildly down. It's never consistent. So, but this is a real asset. All right. You can actually bring a shovel, you can dig a hole, and this is a real tangible asset that has a lot of high demand. Okay. So how much cash am I getting back? Well, let's do it this way. How much cash am I spending? I'm spending $8,000, right? Boom. Now divide, how much cash am I getting back? I'm getting 1,000 plus 4,200. Did I do something wrong there? Oh, it's the other way around. See? All right. I'm getting investment back divided by how much I put into it. Sorry. Did I see anybody? Did anybody catch that with me? Did anybody catch that? No, I don't. Okay. So I'm collecting back 1,000 plus 4,186 divided by how much money I put into it. All right. So my cash on cash return the first year is 65%, 64%. Now on this loan, approximately my interest, I went to a mortgage calculator. Let's try this again here. I went to bankrate.com. So if the mortgage, the amount financed was $24,000, 5 years, 8%, the total interest paid was $51.98. 8%. Yeah. So the total interest paid will be $51.98. There's a way you can do that in a formula in a spreadsheet or whatever. That's the total interest paid over 5 years. Not a lot of money, but this is the amazing thing here. So the total amount that I make back is $30,198. So what's my profit? I bought it for $8,000. I am, after all the interest is collected and everything, I'm selling it for $30,000. My total profit is $22,000 on this deal, right? What's my ROI? It's the amount of profit divided by the investment, right? Yeah, the same thing I did there. All right, my total profit, I'm making 277%, right? Somebody's asking a question here. So you give the seller $8,000 up front. And if I found land for this price, could I get a bank loan or money from private equity? So let's say you don't have the $8,000. What do? Well, a couple things. Number one, I think you should be, let me just ask this question right now. Anybody watching this on Zoom, if I needed to borrow $8,000 and I would split the profit with you 50-50 on this deal, but I would manage it all, would any of you lend me $8,000 to buy this deal right now? Would anybody? I'm looking at the Zoom chat. All right. Mandy says in a second. Sean said, I will. Anyone else? A bunch of people raised their hands. All right. Yeah. More comments coming in. I will. Yes. 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 Of course. All right. There you go. all I did right there is, now I have an audience, obviously, that maybe you don't have, but all you need to do is start talking to your friends and family about this thing. Say, listen, I got this deal. Maybe you could partner with me. I'm not looking to borrow money. It's not a loan. I want somebody, because I'm more of the philosophy of like, I would rather be debt free, right? So what if instead of trying to borrow money from people, try to find somebody that can partner with you on this deal? I think it would be pretty easy to find somebody who has $8,000 to spend, sitting in a CD, a money market, earning a 0.23% or something ridiculous, right? I think you'd be pretty easy to find somebody that could give you $8,000 and split that 68% in the first year. They would make 38% on their money. You would make the other 35%. Okay. What do you think? Could you find somebody? Yes. The other thing is, there are people that are actually in the business of buying and partnering with people on vacant land deals like this. So if you join some Facebook groups, vacant land Facebook groups, you'll find people that will put up the money if it's a good deal and will partner with you on it. So they're not going to lend you the money. Obviously, you're going to come out ahead if you're borrowing money. So let's say you actually wanted to borrow that $8,000 and you offered to pay somebody back 8% on their money, right? So what would your payment be? If you're paying 0.08 divided by 12, and let's say you paid them off over, 5 years, right? So number of periods would be 5 times 12 would be 60 periods. Let's do 5 times 12. Present value would be $8,000, right? And the future value would be 0. And I don't know if you do 0 or 1. I don't think it matters too much there at the end. So listen, if you did borrow money from somebody at 8% and you paid them back in 5 years, your payment would be $161 a month. Your income from that deal will be $371. So what's your profit from that? You'd be making $210 a month. What's your cash on cash return? It's infinite because you're not putting any money into this deal. So one thing you could do is you could tell somebody, listen, I'll pay you 10% on your money, or I'll give you 20% of the profits. What if you did it like that? Now, I'd prefer to bring on a partner and pay them 25% of the profits, maybe 50% of the profits. Okay. Because then, what if, the buyer who buys this thing stops paying? I get that question all the time. What if they stop paying? Not a big deal. You just go find another buyer that will owner finance it. When we've sold our vacant lots, we've always sold them for cash in the past. But for every one call we get from a cash buyer, we'll get three calls from people wanting to owner finance it. So it's always easier to sell these deals with owner financing. But that's a whole nother topic. I was just talking to Eddie Speed yesterday, and I'm going to be getting his help, and I'm going to be interviewing him on how to do the right way, how to do owner financing for your vacant land notes. But it is very, very, very profitable. Somebody's asking, can I have the spreadsheet on this? No, because I don't know if it's right. So what I would recommend, what I do is when I see somebody doing a video like this and I can't build the spreadsheet, I'll go send this video to somebody on Fiverr. And for $5 to $10, you can get somebody to make the spreadsheet for you. But see, I don't want to give this away because I don't know if it's right. I've already found a couple errors, and somebody watching this is already probably thinks I'm this complete idiot because I just overlooked another error on this thing. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it is right. So here's the cool thing, right? There is money. If these are good deals, just the small little audience I have here, about 50 people on Zoom, and maybe couple hundred people watching me right now on Facebook and YouTube. Of the small little 50 people that I have here, I already found about 5 or 6 people that said, yeah, I would lend you money on that deal all day long. It's a no-brainer. This is why I like vacant land. And some of you again may be wondering, well, who would buy this lot? Okay, you bought it at 32%, 32 cents on the dollar. That's great. But like, who would buy that? There's a saying in vacant land that says there is a pig for every barn. There's a pig for every barn. And how do I know in this county? And by the way, this county is called Suwannee County, Florida. And I'll show you how I figured that out here in a minute, how I picked that county. But there are people buying lots and lots of lots in this county. All right. And there are a lot of people are buying them with owner financing. They're very, very easy to sell. Again, who are these buyers? They're a lot of them are investors, just going to park their money. A lot of them are recreational land users. They want a place to go hunting, to go camping, to shoot their guns, to go four-wheeling, just a place where they can put an RV out, get off the grid, right? Just do whatever. All right. So some of you I can hear saying, well, how did you find these deals? What is this here? I just got I got a notice for something. All right, never mind. Sorry. Dft Coaching Meeting. Oh, I know what that is. Sorry. I got an invitation. I need to shut off all the other things on my computer. Sorry. All right. Now, I'm so excited about this. Let me say this first of all. I'm doing a special 2-day live boot camp coming up February 11th and 12th. As I'm recording this right now, in 2 or 3 days, 2 days? Yes, 3 days. I'm doing with Gavin, Timms, and myself. We're doing a 2-day boot camp where we're going to be diving deep and teaching all of this stuff. And if you're interested in attending, it's called the MAD Boot Camp. If you go to madbootcamp.com, madbootcamp.com. Why MAD? Because I believe the 3 keys to success in this business is marketing, automation, and delegation. Marketing, automation, and delegation. This boot camp is only $97. And if you go to madbootcamp.com, takes you here. And for 2 days, I'm going to be teaching this strategy. And Gavin's going to be teaching houses. So a couple of weeks ago, we did a live challenge where we talked about if we lost everything and we were to start all over from scratch, and we had a little bit of money for marketing, what would we do? And so Gavin taught houses in this free challenge. I taught about vacant land. I showed what I would do. And then we both, in the week and a half between when the free challenge ended and this boot camp starts, we've been documenting our processes. Gavin with houses, with wholesaling, he's doing cold calling with virtual assistants. And me, I'm doing postcards, handwritten postcards to vacant lot owners, vacant landowners. We documented our whole thing. Now, in this boot camp coming up on February 11th and 12th, you need to come to this. It's all day. It's 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday. And then the same times on Saturday. It's $97. We're going to be teaching this stuff step by step. We're opening up the playbook. We're going to be showing you everything that we're doing, and it's going to be amazing. So you want to register for this thing. And we're going to be talking about how to be a mad scientist, because all of this is just simple processes. And here's the key thing. I want you guys to focus on me, and I'm going to stop my screen share so you can look at me right in the eyes. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. The key to success in this business: marketing, automation, and delegation. All right. Now, super simple. If you want to be successful, I talked about at the beginning of this, right? Being brilliant at the basics. We're not in the real estate investing business, not in the house, not in the land business. We're in the marketing business. So if you want to be successful, you need to learn how to do marketing that works today, not 10 years ago, not 20 years ago, marketing that works today without spending an arm and a leg. The next thing is automation, systems. You need systems in place where you get that marketing done for you in spite of you. You get the offer making done for you in spite of you, the follow-up done for you in spite of you. You need to have systems in place where your leads don't fall behind the cracks, under the cracks, right through the cracks. And you need something where you have no lead left behind. The follow-up is critical. If you want to do 90% more deals, you need to have follow-up systems and automation in place. And then delegation is simple. Whatever you can't automate, you delegate out. Sometimes the best automation you can get is a good virtual assistant, right? These are the 3 critical success areas of success for you in your business: marketing, automation, and delegation. We're going to be talking about that in this boot camp. That's why we're calling it the MAD Boot Camp. Cool. All right. Now, let me, so I'm so excited about, there's so much to talk about. I'm going to be talking about land a little bit and what we're doing and how to get these crazy good returns. Let me just give you a little teaser. Would you like that, since we've got some time here, of what I am doing? Now, if you're listening to this on an audio podcast, glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. You guys on the audio podcast are near and dear to my heart. Sometimes, though, I have to do videos and I have to show these things. All right. So I apologize. I'll try to walk you through it and explain it to you guys. But if you want to see what I'm talking about here, go to my YouTube channel, go subscribe, go just search for Joe McCall, subscribe, and I'll show you this cool stuff. All right. Now, let me share my screen again here. After you go to madbootcamp.com and sign up for our bootcamp, I want you, if you want to see how I found these vacant lots and what am I doing, what am I sending, one of the best places I like to go to is landwatch.com. Okay. Landwatch.com. And I'm just going to hit the search bar here, and it's going to bring me up a big old map of the United States over here on the left. You see that? Let me try to make my screen a little bigger here so it fills up more space and so that you can see it. There are 492,000 vacant land listings here. And somebody give me a state, okay? Somebody give me a state either in the Zoom or Facebook or YouTube comments here. And I'm going to just pull up a random state. Georgia, thank you. Where's Georgia? Boom. I'm just going to click on Georgia right there. 37,000 vacant lots listed right now on LandWatch. Now, LandWatch is a bunch of websites owned by land.com. There's Lands of America, Land and Farm, LandWatch, and land.com. So what I'm looking at here is, again, we're targeting cheap rural vacant land. We're trying to buy lots for $1,000 or $2,000, and we're trying to sell them for $10,000 to $20,000. So what I want to find, okay, where in Georgia, there's different regions here, different counties, you see what I'm doing there. Where's the demand? Where is all the activity? I definitely don't want to target Metro Atlanta, but when people who live in Atlanta, where are they going? If they want to go an hour or two out of the city, especially right now with everything that's going on with the coronavirus and the pandemic, and, people are afraid of the government and stuff like that. Like, people are thinking, man, if I have to get out of here, if I have to bug out and go hide in the woods, when they start to require that we get the jab, and, okay, I'm not going to get political. I promise. I swear. But when the government comes to try to take my guns, I'm going to be at it. I'm not going to be here. Right. I'm going to be in the woods, protecting myself and my family. Right. So, like, are you understand what I'm saying? Do you smell what I'm stepping in there? Okay. They're going to be like, I'm out of here. I'm not sticking around in Metro Atlanta. All right. When the riots start happening and then everybody runs out of food and, all right, enough of that. Sorry. You want to hear a horrible book to read? This will wreck you. It's called 1 Second After. If you go to Amazon, and it's called 1 Second After. It's very interesting read. Man, I read that thing 10 years ago, and here I am still talking about it today. I'm not a survivalist prepper type of a guy, but it's very, very interesting. And I won't talk about it. If you're interested in it, go check it out. All right. So I'm looking for cheap land, right? Rural land. So I'm going to go here to price. I want to find all the properties that are the counties that have properties that are listed under 100 grand. So I do max 100 grand. And I don't want the little quarter acre lots, right? I want like 1 to 10 acres max. Now, if you have more money, you can buy more larger lots, right? But I want the cheap lots. This is the best way to get started. So there's 6,400 listings. You see that up there? All right, now this is cool. This is going to show me, look, the Blue Ridge Mountains is the most popular area. These are just active listings though. Then there's the historic South region, the Mountains region, Southern Rivers region. But do you think maybe I'd want to be in the maybe the historic the Blue Ridge Mountains region or the historic South region? Do you see how those are both areas that are kind of maybe an hour or 2 hours from Atlanta? Atlanta is kind of right in this area right here. All right. Now look at also here. You can see Gilmer County. I don't know where Gilmer County is. Let's go to Google Maps. By the way, I think the book 1 Second After is based in either either Georgia or South Carolina. Gilmer County, Georgia. Where's Gilmer County? This is the number one area where there's a lot of property for sale right now. Not much there, is there? It's close to a city. It's in the Chattahoochee. Isn't there a country music song about that? Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. But I never got caught. All right, whatever. It's Chattahoochee. You've heard of that song, right? Alan Jackson, I think. There's not much there. Let's look at this layers. Oh, guess what? A lot of trees, a lot of mountains. Look at these beautiful mountains there, right? That looks like a good place to go hunt, get off the grid, have a place with some beautiful views. Find a church that handles rattlesnakes, something like that. Find some people that are married to their cousins, missing their front teeth. You guys know I'm joking, right? All right, so maybe not. Very cool, huh? But let's go back here to Land Watcher. Any of you catching my humor? Or any of you picking up what I'm laying down or smelling what I'm stepping in? All right. Yep. Okay. Thank you. One person. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you, Catherine. Look, Paul grew up rafting on the Chattahoochee. Chattahoochee. That just sounds so cool. I wish. Okay. Thank you, guys. I'm feeling the love now. All right. Now, what I was going to show you, if I scroll down here, oh, look at this. Solds. I'm gonna check solds. I'm gonna scroll back down again. I'm going to uncheck under contract, scroll down again. I'm going to uncheck available. So now let me just explain this too. LandWatch, Lands of America, et cetera, those sites. This isn't from county records. These are just on their websites, properties that have been marked as sold. Okay. And let's do under contract as well. So I'm checking off properties on these land websites that are marked as under contract and sold. So this is where the activity is happening, right? Now, if you scroll up, look at this. This is super powerful. This is now telling me, the historic South region is bigger than, there's actually more solds in the historic South region than there is in the Blue Ridge Mountains region. But maybe that's because, the historic South region is so big and the Blue Ridge Mountain region is so small. I don't know. But look at the mountain regions. This is interesting. If you take the Blue Ridge Mountain region and the mountain region, those total more than the historic South region. Well, you can here's what I wanted to tell you to do, guys. When you do this, you need to pick like the top 5, 6, 7 counties here and then analyze them and figure out what might be a better county. So if I look at Bartow County, Bartow, Bartow. All right. This is interesting, isn't it? This is, I scroll down a little bit. Let's see how far this is from Atlanta. All right. So this is, I look at this thinking this maybe is one of those areas that's soon going to be a suburb of Atlanta. So properties here, I'm going to guess, are going to be a little bit more expensive, but I don't know. Remember I said only lots that are under $100,000 was one of my criteria here, right? But this is interesting. This is a county, maybe an hour, 2 hours outside of the suburbs of Atlanta. So that's interesting. What's another county here that's really popular? Union County. Where is that? Union County, Georgia. Look, there's a Vogel State Park. There's probably the Chattahoochee Reservoir or something right there. Davenport. No, not Notley Lake. Notley Lake. Somebody's asking me, what about Clayton County to the south of Atlanta? Is that on my list here? No, it's not on my list. Why? I don't care about that. I see. Here's the thing. You might think, oh man, but Clayton County is so beautiful and it's so nice. And it's where all the big homes are being built. That's not what you want. Emotions are completely out of this. I am following the demand. I just want to be this little fly on this big, huge elephant. And that's where I want to go. I want to target these areas. And again, why land? Because there's so little competition, right? Guys, if you're doing direct mail for houses, you'll be lucky if you get half to 1% response on your postcards or letters. Half to 1%. You'll be good if you're doing that. With my land postcards and letters, I'm getting 3 to 7%. Get about 3% on my postcards, about 7% on my letters. So it's like the response rate is just crazy insane. All right. So, and let me just tell you further. If I do 1,000 postcards, let's say I'm going to get about 30 responses, and I send about 20 to 30 offers. And I don't even talk to them until I send them an offer. And I get on average about 1 out of every 28 to 30 offers accepted. So I know if I send 1,000 postcards on average, I'm going to do at least 1 deal, maybe 2. So what if you did 1,000 postcards a week? That's like 1,000 postcards is going to cost you about $450. Okay. Would you spend $450 to make 58% on your money? Would you spend $500 to flip one of these vacant lots and make $5,000? Yes, you would. All right. So Bartow County, I'm not looking at any of this Clayton County sounds like it's too close to Atlanta. I want to be rural. Union County. Did we look at Union County? Oh, that's great. It's in the mountains. Love it. What's the next county over? Gilmer County. Let's look at Gilmer County. All right. So it looks like this area right here is a really hot area because, close to Chattanooga and Atlanta, and you're in the Nantahala National Forest, maybe on the border of the Blue Ridge Mountains. I'm not sure. I always get those mountain ranges confused. There's a couple of them in here, right? It's just gorgeous in this area. It's really incredible. I love it out there. One of the areas, if you see this map as I'm looking at it here, one of the areas that I'm targeting is in North Carolina. So Charlotte is right here, right? In North Carolina, it's hard for me to see the border. All right. So the border of Tennessee and North Carolina goes like this. Okay. The border of Tennessee, and it's hard to see on this map, but Tennessee and North Carolina right here. All right. I've been targeting some vacant land in some of these areas of North Carolina. All right. And when you look at these areas, I'm about 2 hours from 3 major cities: Nashville, Charlotte, and Atlanta. All right. Do you think I'm going to have any problem selling this land that's out here in the hills and the mountains in between Atlanta, Charlotte, and Nashville? Right. There's even Chattanooga, Huntsville, Alabama, Knoxville, Tennessee. I mean, this area is incredible. It's gorgeous. Okay. So I love this area, right? And why do I love it? Because there's a lot of activity there. Let's do one more. White County, Georgia. All right. Now here's the cool thing. Any of these counties, you can go out and get a list, and you should pick like 5 to 6 or 7 counties, and you can just rotate through those counties. Mail this county one week, mail this county the next week. All right. I did the same thing for Florida. So one of the things I'm going to be showing in the boot camp here at madbootcamp.com. Have you gone here yet? madbootcamp.com. Go there. There's a video Gavin and I did talking about what it is that we're going to be doing and what we're talking about. madbootcamp.com. It's $97, 2 full days virtual boot camp that we're doing about how to do all of this stuff. All right. So when I went to Florida, I did the same thing. And I won't show you right now because we got about 10 minutes left and I'll be done here. But in Florida, I looked at what are the most active properties that have the active counties that have the most listings. And then, so the active listings, then I looked, what's the county that has the most solds. And the county that had the most solds, the county that I picked, see if I can spell it right. Suwannee County, Florida. What? What hurts? Holy banana pants. Have you ever heard of Suwannee County, Florida? Who's ever heard of Suwannee County, Florida. This is one of the top 1 or 2 counties in all of Florida where most of the cheap vacant land is being sold, near Gainesville, Tallahassee, and Jacksonville, right? Let me show you another website I like to see is a Land and Farm. Land and Farms, something like that. Landandfarm.com, I think. No, Lands of America. Sorry. No wonder it didn't sound right. All right. Let me copy and paste this because I can never spell it right. Suwannee County, Florida. Includes residents. No. I click no. I click apply filters. There's 225 listings right there. I'm going to do a limit between 1 to 20 acres. All right. 139 listings right now. Now, when I say, by the way, let me clarify this too. When I say vacant lots sold, the biggest, I'm talking about cheap vacant lots sold, right? I'm not talking about infill lots. I'm not talking about the 1/4 acre lots in Tampa that are selling for new home builders. I'm talking about rural vacant lots under 100 grand between 1 to 20 acres or something like that. Okay. So right now in Suwannee County, Florida, there's 139 active listings. Somebody's asking why not use PropStream for search. You can, and that'll give you more better data in many ways, but PropStream doesn't give you these pictures and things like this. And PropStream does not give you active current listings. All right. So anyway, 139 active. Now let's just look at, let's sort this from price low to high. I just want to show you kind of what it is that's out there. Right. Here's a vacant lot for sale for $17,997, 1.25 acres. Now remember, this is 1.25. I'm buying a 2.3 acre lot for $8,000. Do you think I'm getting a good deal? Yes. So look, you can see kind of what, and it's available for owner financing. Look at this lot. Who would buy that? You know what? I'll show you who in a minute here. A lot of vacant land here, a lot of these subdivided plots that are, guess what, don't have any houses on them, but it's on a road, it has access, and there's probably power and water there. It's on a paved road, which is really good. Let me go back a little bit more and just show you kind of these other things that are for sale. Here's a 1 acre lot for sale for $24,000. Again, I'm buying my 2.3 acres for $8,000. I think that's a good deal, isn't it? Yeah. I think so. All right. There's 4 acres for 45 grand, 4 acres for 50 grand. Look at some of these things and think, wow, what? There's people that are looking for these lots. All right. Now this is cool. I'm going to switch on solds and I'm going to switch off available and under contract. Remember there was 139. Let me click apply filters. Now there's 351 solds. Now I don't know how far back that goes. If it's 6 months, a year, I don't know. And by the way, again, these are solds from the website. These aren't solds from county records. So if you were to look in PropStream, PropStream is going to give you all of the solds from county records, which is awesome. But it's not going to be able to show you these properties that did sell. Now look at this one. Here's a 1 acre lot that sold for 10 grand. This is probably sold to an investor who's now turned around and selling it with owner financing. I don't know. Here's a lot that sold, a 5 acre lot for 10 grand. Here's a lot that sold. Let's look here. I'm going to sort this the other way around. Let's sort it from high to low. Some of these have properties on them, you know, even though you've selected includes residents, no, they still sneak in. So actually, let's do this. Let's do a price, max price of 100 grand. All right, now there's 317. So I've removed any, properties. And let's do, I have a 2.3 acre, right? So let's do 2 to 4 acres. There's 51 properties that have sold in the last, who knows what, under 100 grand between 2 to 4 acres. All right. And I'm sorting this high to low. This 2-acre lot sold for 50. This one sold for 50, 50, 50, 4 acres. All right. Man, this is pretty cool, right? Now let's go to the map, because now I can see these properties here with the map. And my property is that I'm looking at buying is somewhere right around here, I think. I don't know. Let me look here. I'm kind of reluctant to show you the exact property that I have, because if I did, it would pull up the owner's name and phone number. And I'm a little worried some of you listening would call him or her about this property. So I don't want to show it to you. But anyway, so these are the 51 listings that have sold. Let's go and find maybe somebody that has sold. Here's a, okay, hold on here. I'm just scrolling. This guy, Jim Jean, real estate. He's got a lot of properties he's been selling in this area, right? Let's look at, this is a property that's sold. Dirt road. It's not, there is no water on the property. They just put these pictures in of like, in 15 minutes, you can get to this place. Real pretty. So it's, this kind of a river where you can go rafting is maybe 20, 30 minutes away or whatever. All right, let's scroll down a little bit more. Oh, it's available for owner financing. This is the actual lot right here. Okay. There's the lot. Do you see any kind of body of water? No, but whatever. Okay, cool. Here's a link to Jim Jean's website. Let's click on it. Oh, it's not found because it's been sold. Let's scroll down a little bit more. We can see his other properties here. I'll show that to you in a minute. Let's click on his name, Jim Jean. That's a cool name. Jim Jean. Here's his website. He's got a team of people. I love this. Automatic owner financing available. No credit checks, no banks, non-qualifying. Family-owned business. They've been doing this for 40 years. I promise you these guys don't like us coming into their areas, into their counties, but you know what? Sorry, I don't care. Now look at this. He's advertising $5,000 down, $375 a month. 13,500 down, $685 a month. So he's going after, I like this because he's going after the nicer properties, right? Let's look for properties that are 5 acres and under. And look what he's doing. These are all owner finance. Now, again, this is interesting. Pay attention to this. This person has probably done enough deals for a long enough time to realize that, for the same amount of work, I can make a lot more money on the bigger lots. So he's buying these things for probably 5 to 10, and he's selling them for 50 grand or so. But let's just look at this one. This is 4 acres. There's nothing here. What is that? Let me zoom in so you can see this. I don't know, but guess what? This guy's been in business for 30 years doing this. Do you think maybe he's doing something right? Now that's the neighbor located next door. So that means there's utilities. And here, this pool of water, it's 7 miles away, but they got to put a picture in there of it. Okay, whatever. But look at this. No deed restrictions. But you still must follow the building codes for Suwannee County. There's a video, or no, here's a map. There's like, people buy this stuff. Yeah. With owner financing all day long. Here's a video you can watch. Directions. 8.9%, 25 years. I don't know. All right. So like if I were going to go to my spreadsheet, which is on another page, like, maybe what you do is you give the buyer options. All right. Do you want to finance it for 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 25 years? You pick. It doesn't matter to me, and then you let them pick the payment that you want. Real simple. And this is why I like going to these websites, because I want to see what my competition is doing. This guy's been doing business for 30, 40 years. He's from Gainesville, Florida. Maybe he knows what he's doing here. And he's got a lot of properties that have sold and properties that are active listings. And he's making $375 a month on this property that he probably paid 5 or 10 grand for. Very, very good, solid returns on your money. All right. So that's I'm excited about this. So, just so you know, I did some postcards to Suwannee County a week ago. Leads just started coming in. Let me show you my FreedomSoft account. Leads just started coming in about 2 or 3 days ago. So if I go to campaigns, I did marketing in Suwannee County, Florida, and Siskiyou County in Northern California. And in Suwannee, Florida, I'm already at about 1.2% response rate. I sent 1,700 postcards at $819. And I mean, this is crazy. $40 a lead. It's going to get better. It's going to be like a $15 to $20 per lead. But when you compare this to pay-per-click, for cold calling, texting, like for the quality of these leads, nothing beats direct mail. Nothing. Right. So when a lead comes in, for example, let's just pick one of them. Go to communications. They will leave a voicemail. The voicemail will say, "Hey, yeah, thanks for calling. My thing is, I give them a reference number and they say it's SUW-3456. And then I pull that information and I send them an offer at 25 cents on the dollar. So here's some examples of some of the calls that have come in. If I go to my notifications, all right, this first one came in earlier today. They called my number, and this phone number they called links directly to this campaign. So I know when they call that number, they got this postcard. And they leave a voicemail, and then the FreedomSoft sends them a text back. Thanks for calling. What was the reference number on that postcard? We'll do some research and send you an offer right away. And then they also replied to the text SUW-1937. So then if I go into my system here, I'll find that property. I find the name of the owner, the address of the property, the mailing address of the owner, the acreage, the GPS coordinates, the parcel ID or the APN number, all that information. And then the service that I use gives me a price. The service I use that I recommend will pull up all of the properties in that area that are listed for sale and sold, and will give me the average price per acre. And I set it to make an offer at 25% of whatever that average price per acre is. And it gives me the offer to make. So what I do then is I make an offer and I said, would you guys like to see this right now? Would you like me to see actually make an offer to this guy? I'm not even, well, I'll listen to the voicemail here. Let me show you. Karen something. Got your postcard.
Vacant Lots, about 1.15 acres in Suwannee County, Florida. My telephone number is 727-638-4469. And I'm calling because I'd like to know what you're offering for the property.
Okay. So she just said, I'd like to know what you're going to offer the property, right? I put her name up there, Karen, and I'm going to send her an offer. Now, for me to do that, I need to pull up her, where'd it go here? Hold on here. I'm making my notes. SUW-1937. All right. So I'm going to go here to my pipeline and I have a list for Suwannee County. I'm going to view all of my leads in here. This is my list that I sent the letters to. Okay. I'm going to go up here to the advanced search and I'm going to find that property that had the letter reference ID of 1937. And there it is, Karen Gruel. I'm going to add her phone number right here. I'll show you why I do that here in a second, because I'm going to merge these two fields. So here is the record, right? I can see that 1.15 acres. There's the APN number, the letter reference ID. This is the GPS coordinates. Let's just look at it. I'm going to copy that. All right. So let's see where this is. Yeah, this is really, really close to another property I'm looking at right now also. Oh, that's crazy. This is like across the street from another property that I'm looking at. Let's look at the layers, and there it is. What am I looking for? I'm looking for road access, Maybe some, yep, there's some overhead utilities. You know, there's some other properties in the area. So there's power. Cool. All right. So what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm just going to get a URL. Let me go back to where I'm going to click there. All right. So I'm going to copy this website link. I'm going to put it right there. All right. Now, the company service I use called Priced is telling me to offer $31.20 for the property. I'm going to copy that. I'm not going to go into all the details of what I'm doing here, but I'm going to send this seller an offer. And today's the 8th. I'm going to give them a deadline of the 16th. And I'm going to close in 3 months. 1, 2, 3, the 27th. Right. There is road access. Cool. And the taxes, sometimes the taxes get in here. Sometimes I don't get it. Where are the taxes? Oh yeah, $92 a year. $92 a year in taxes. All right, so I'm going to do a couple things here. I'm going to link it to that other lead. I'm going to do phone number there. All right, I have it linked. I'm also going to assign it to that county. Save the lead. Okay. Now I'm going to go here to this campaign. I'm going to view all. So these are all of my leads right now in this campaign. And I'm going to look for, I have 2 Karens in here. I have Karen right here and Karen up here. So I want to merge all the duplicates. Find duplicates. Search by phone number. That's why I put the phone number in there. Find duplicates. I'm going to merge duplicates. Keep the oldest record. All right, it's merging in the background. It'll be done right away. There it is. Oh, it's not merged yet. Hold on, let me refresh. There it is. It's merged now. All right. So this property is right here. Let me I got to look up something here real quick. I have this open in Excel. Let me just verify something. I know you can't see this here. SUW 1937. All right, hold on here. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure this up here is the property location. I don't have an address because there's nothing built there yet. It's McCafflin. It's McCaplin, whatever street. No, I'm sorry. Don't even have the street. It's just the city and state and zip code. And that's fine, but that's all I have. If I click on map, nothing comes up because there's no address. This lot doesn't have an address. Confirm that I can follow up with them. All right, so if I scroll down now, if I click on communications, I've merged those. There was a new lead and a campaign and the list record and lists. I merged them, so now I just have one thing, and I can see the correspondence right here. I see the voicemail and the text back. Okay, and I see her name is Karen. If I go to lead details, I scroll down. This is all the information on the property. The APN number, road access, description, the subdivision, GPS coordinates. I'm going to send her an offer for $3,100, and the offer deadline is February 16th. I'm going to 3 months to close, May 27th. And the owner is right here in Tarpon Springs, Florida. I don't know where that is. I've heard of it though. So I'm sure it's a nice area. Now, by the way, when I pulled my list, I only targeted owners that had owned their lots for 10 years or more. Okay. And again, are you interested in learning more about this? Go to madbootcamp.com. Okay. madbootcamp.com to sign up for this boot camp. All right. So I want to send her an offer. It's real simple. I'm going to go right here to more actions. Let me cancel that. More actions, generate document. I have a contract for Suwannee County, Florida right there. I click next step. Next step. Here's the cover letter. Here's the one-page contract. Click. Now you can see it's kind of bleeding over the edge here. I'm okay with that. Click complete. It's generating right now this contract. I'm going to send it to her. In the meantime, I'm going to click lead details and I'm going to change the status to offer number 1 sent. And when I do that, it triggers what's called a workflow automation. And in the background, it's going to start sending follow-up and reminders. It's going to send up follow-up text messages and follow-up reminders to send them a slide dial, to send another offer in 30 days, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so the contract is done. If I click view, all right, that's page 1. I remember that it was bleeding off the edge. It's not a big deal. Okay. That's it. So now I'm going to send this contract to the seller. By the way, if I click view, I'm going to copy it up here, that URL. Okay. I'm going to click on email. I use click to mail, email to mail, click to mail, email to mail. And I'm going to email it to click to mail. Click to mail is going to receive this attachment and send it to the person in the subject line. So it's going to merge the owner's name and mailing address in the subject line. I click send email. And so same business day or next business day, depending on when you send it, click to mail will get that letter. It's 2 pages and we'll send it in a physical mail, first class, to the person that was in the subject line. All right. So they'll get that letter in about 2 or 3 days, about 3 days. Okay. I'm also going to text the seller right now. Okay. Hi, Karen. Joe here. I just mailed you an offer. If you would like to view it now, click this link to see the PDF. I click send, and I'm going to paste that URL I copied from here. Remember that? Boom, just like that. So I've emailed it to her. I mean, I don't have her email address. I could in the text say, hey, what's your email? I'll email it to you. But I also sent it in the physical mail and I've texted it to her and we'll see what she says. And if I go to tasks, so there's going to be a task for my son to send him a slide dial in a couple, 3 days that just says, hey, Karen, we just want to remind you, we sent you an offer. A slide dial is a voicemail thing, and you should get it in the mail the next day or 2. So let us know if you have any questions. And then 30 days later, send another offer. So that's our continual follow-up process. The other thing you don't see here is in 2 or 3 days, it's going to send them a text. Hey, Karen, just following up. We sent you an offer. I want to make sure that you're looking for it. It'll be there soon. A lot of times these sellers will respond back immediately and say, yeah, that's not going to work, or F you, or they get mad or whatever. But the cool thing about FreedomSoft is now everything is here in this one place. So if they accept the offer, then we go into offer request pending preliminary research. And they've accepted our offer. This is now when we do our due diligence. This is where we're going to make sure, okay, we're going to buy it for 3. Can we actually sell it for 20 or whatever? Okay. We don't do our due diligence and our research until after they accept our offer. I'm not calling them and talking to them either. I don't want to waste their time. I don't want them to waste mine. So we're just sending a bunch of offers. The next time I do this, I'm going to teach you, if you're in my class, I'm going to show how to send range offers. So when I send a letter or a postcard, I'm going to be sending a postcard or a letter. In fact, let me show you what it looks like here, because there's a company that does it. If you go to joemccall.com/mail, they do this for houses. It's a company called Open Letter Marketing. I'm going to be using something similar to this. You don't have to use these guys. I'm going to give you a bunch of resources. All right, good. You see my screen? If you go to shop direct mail, again, joemccall.com/mail. They have this product in here called the ROS mailer. And what I'm going to be testing and doing next, and I'll show you how to do this, is how to send a range offer. Hey, Karen, I see that you own a 1.2 acre lot in Suwannee County, Florida. If you'd like to sell it, we'd like to buy it. But we would, if you're willing to sell it, we would be able to offer something in this price range. And it's opening up here in a minute. It's real simple, letter and a postcard. And so instead of just saying, hey, do you want to sell your lot? Or instead of sending a blind offer at one hard price, it's going to be a range. It's going to be a range of about 20 to 30%. And it's going to say, would you be willing to sell it between $500 to $6,500? I don't know why it's taking so long. My Wi-Fi is slow or something. So then you can send a range. Now you're getting fewer leads, but you're getting higher quality leads in here. So here we go. This kind of looks like this. So it says your cash offer is $19,500. The guy who created this, Rick Gin, he uses one hard price, right? You can do a range. We can offer you something between this and this. You can also send it as a letter. And I like this letter a lot. So I'm going to be doing something like this for the land as well. Cool. All right, guys, I've gone way longer than I normally do. Apologize for the lengthy podcast and video here. I hope you get something out of it, and stay tuned because this boot camp is coming up. It's called the MAD Boot Camp, Marketing Automation Delegation. I'm going to be teaching a lot more of this, giving you a lot of resources. And I got this new program coming out soon. It's going to be on land investing. I'm creating a brand new course on land investing. I'm so excited about this. It's not going to be cheap, but I'm so excited about this class that I'm doing. This is not the boot camp. This is after the boot camp. So stay tuned because it's coming. I'm going to be teaching land, and it's going to include some done for you, and it's going to include some coaching. So I'm going to do the mail for you. My team is, and I'm going to guarantee that if you don't buy a deal with this first batch of mail that we send for you, I will refund your money. What? Yeah, that's how much I believe in this. It's so exciting. I just started getting leads in, and I've already found a good deal. So yeah, check it out. But go to the boot camp. That's the next thing. madbootcamp.com. And if you're watching this later on or listening to this later on down the road, I'll be sharing more details with you soon about my new land investing course that shows you kind of the unique way that I do it. And this is not something that I've bought tons of different land investing courses. There's a lot of good guys out there that sell land education. I'm their friends. I love them. I respect them. This is my own take on it. I'm not duplicating or copying anything that I learned from one person. It's just stuff that I've learned from experience and doing this myself. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm partnering with Jack Bosch as well. Hopefully, we're working out the details, but I'm going to be partnering with Jack Bosch. He's got an amazing land coaching program that is awesome. It's the best coaching program out there. So stay tuned for all of that. Appreciate you guys. Go to madbootcamp.com, sign up for this boot camp, and we'll see y'all later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.